Okay, Taurus, this is your totem message for the day, for the week in general. You got Eagle. Okay, so Eagle represents a higher perspective, right? It represents understanding, nobility, having higher standards, higher morals, integrity. And so I really feel like these are areas of growth for you. You know, um, maybe you lost a sense of right and wrong somewhere along the line. That can happen sometimes. A lot of people can't, and they don't even realize it, that they can't even distinguish really what's right and what's wrong. It's only what's right for them, or what's right for them in that moment. A lot of people really can't distinguish that, and a lot of times those people are people that are raised on survival. I don't know if that's going to resonate for some of you or not. But everything happens for a reason, so somebody needed to hear that. But yeah, so I do feel like you're gaining a higher perspective. This can represent spiritual transcendence. Some of you can be going through an awakening, a spiritual awakening. Some of you could be entering spirituality or learning more, doing more research. This card is sort of a Sagittarius kind of a card. So someone could be traveling from one place to another, and acquiring knowledge and wisdom along the way. Yeah, and like I said, you're just in a higher vibration right now. Eagles reach levels that other animals and birds and things can't reach. And so, like, it's like you're going beyond a point of you're going beyond like your current environment, like what you've been used to doing, or people that you've been used to hanging out with, or conversations that you used to have no longer interest you, because your mind has been broadened. Like you have a whole new perspective, a whole new understanding, a whole new understanding. And I do feel like this is the beginning of this opening for you, Taurus. Um, you know, and it doesn't have to be a beginning to spirituality. Many of you could already be, deep into spirituality, but we have many shifts that happen, shifts in perspective, things that you could not see clearly before, become bright as day, and you can't even understand how you couldn't grasp it before, and those type of things require experience. And so the universe takes us through these lessons, and the universe will give us the same lesson over and over until we pass. And so I feel like you've passed the lesson here, maybe, because you're reaching a new height. Like you plateaued at some point. And and you just stayed there. at some point you just stay there, you know. Plateauing is when you go up for quite a bit, and then things just kind of level out, you know. You don't really see any much more growth, and when that happens, is because change needs to happen, right? And so you could have been making all of these changes externally, but the real change needed to happen internally. And so I think that's what's happening now. Is so you're making that internal change within. And as you do so, you can no longer be associated with the past things that you were associated with, because you're a new person now. And you know, come this can be very uncomfortable for a Taurus. You guys resist change more than any sign. So this can be an extremely uncomfortable experience, but enlightening and encouraging, and alleviating. Like, I feel you elevating. That is exactly what's happening. You are elevating. You are elevating to new heights, heights that you've never seen before. And so, of course, that's uncomfortable when you get in a plane and you first get on it and you've never rode in a plane. It's uncomfortable. You're scared. Your ears are popping. You don't know what to expect. You know, it may be some turbulence, but you're going to make it there safely, okay? As long as you keep your morals intact, it's time to focus on your morality and your nobility, okay? Make sure that, you know, you're holding your integrity in all aspects. And integrity is doing what's right when no one else is looking. Okay? So, all right, Taurus. Thank y'all. More blessings to you guys. Mwah.